put a few holes in it, but haven't knocked it down. So let's get the other one. Oh, took both of those out at the same time. Let's see if I can hit it on the bottom. There it goes, that took it out. Hi, this is Joel Persinger, the Gun Guy. Thanks for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you watch my videos. Helps us a ton. And a little feedback too in the comments is great too. It helps us know what to write and on the blog and what to do as far as the channel is concerned for you. In fact, one of the things that has helped me a lot is I've gotten questions about this particular rifle. And not this one in particular, but one like it. This is a Marlin Model 5. Now I know you're looking at it. If you know anything about Marlins, you're going, no, Gun Guy, you're an idiot. That's a Model 60. Well, yeah it is, but it isn't. This is actually a Marlin Model 5. And in fact, in gold lettering on this side, it says Marlin Model 5 on it. It is a Model 60, but where they came from is they were built specifically for Big 5 sporting goods and marketed by them nationwide. Big 5's big company. They went to Marlin and said, we'd like to have our own version of the Model 60. Would you make that for us and call it the Model 5? Well, Marlin was famous for doing stuff like that, so they did. They made the Marlin Model 5, and that's what this is. This is a Model 60, but it is actually a Model 5. Now, what's funny about that is if you go on the web and search for the Marlin Model 5, you won't find much information about it. You really have to dig to look around to find anything about the things. I don't know if they have any collector's value. I have no idea. I bought this one from Big 5 Sporting Goods a million years ago. I don't even remember when. I've used it as my rabbit and squirrel gun for more decades than I care to count, and it is a great gun for that. And I'm a big fan of the Model 60 anyway, which is essentially what it is. But I'll call it the Model 60, but it's a Model 5, same thing. I'm a big fan of these rifles anyway for survival. If you want to get into the whole, world coming to an end, what kind of rifle should I buy thing? Or for just hunting small game. These are great rifles for that. Now, a lot of folks, there's always the battle between the Marlin Model 5 and the Ruger 1022. Truthfully, both great rifles. My dad was a big proponent of the Ruger 1022. He loved that rifle. He had one for years. And that was his favorite 22 rifle. Well, this is my favorite 22 rifle. And there are a few reasons for it. I do like Ruger 1022s, but this thing just works better for me because I don't particularly like the rotary magazine in the Ruger 1022s. They're a pain in the butt to me. They're hard to load. It just irritate me no end. Whereas this thing, I can put 14 rounds in, I think is what it holds, or 15 or something, in the tubular magazine, and I can hunt for all day and knock rabbits down. I don't even need that many rounds to do it. And it's very, very accurate, and it's simple, and it's reasonably light. And I'm kind of a practical guy. That's why I own half of a company called Practical Defense Systems. That could be the reason. We're just practical. So it's a practical gun for me. I have a really good friend who has a 1022, and he's spent a fortune on it. I think at last report about $700 or $800 is customizing it, heavy barrel and all that stuff to make it super duper uber accurate. Put a big scope on it and all that kind of stuff. Well, this is a stock out of the box Marlin Model 5, Model 60. I bought it at Big 5 years ago. I've done absolutely nothing to it except take the crummy scope that came with it and replace it with a nice little Weaver 4-power scope. And I kill just as many rabbits and squirrels with this does as my buddy does with this one as my buddy does with his. And in fact, we were out shooting one day and I outshot him with this one. So we were just shooting at melons or whatever. Now, to be honest with you, his scope was off a little bit, so I cheated. But nevertheless, the point is it's extremely accurate. And I'm going to shoot it for you here in a minute and show you that it's really, really accurate. I generally don't take shots with it beyond about 50 yards because I'm hunting rabbits, and I'm not trying to reach out and hit a rabbit at 125 yards or something with a 22. It's just not practical. The other thing I do like about them is the fact that the magazine is on the gun. I can take a handful of loose 22s and dump them in there and go. I don't have to have a detachable magazine. So there's no magazine for me to lose. There's no magazine to break. It just, it's, like I said, dirt stupid simple. So anyway, if you've been looking for information on a Marlin Model 5, or you happen to have stumbled across one, or if you know something about them, I can't find a lot about them as far as their collector value, if any. I'm not planning on selling it. I use it to hunt. But if you know something about them, hey, please comment below and let me know. I'd like to know a little bit more, and maybe somebody else would too. In the meantime, let's take that thing out on the range. We'll get it out here and shoot it a little bit, and then I'll come back and mention a couple more things about it that I didn't mention a minute ago. Okay, well, the Model 60 is a very accurate gun, I like to think. And this is about 20 yards or something, so that's fairly close. But let's just see what we can do with the yellow targets. And then I've got a little, contest for myself, kind of reminding myself of like going to the shooting gallery or whatever. We'll see if we can knock the cans down one at a time. But the yellow targets first, just freehand here. All right, let's try the tin cans. I want to see if I can knock the top one off without disturbing the rest. I got to warn you, those things are just barely sitting up there, so they might all come tumbling down, but we'll try it. Here's the top one. Hey, you got to love that. We lost one. There, they're going down one at a time. Left, up, up, oh! Well, you know what? We'll put those other two back up and shoot them for you if they survived. Shooting 22s is just a boatload of fun. I absolutely love them. Let's see if we get the top one here. There we go. There we go. That is the way that's supposed to work. And there you have it, the Marlin Model 5. It is a terrific little rifle. Obviously, if you go buy one today, it's the Marlin Model 60, as I mentioned. It's only called a Model 5 because Big 5 asked them to. It's got some special stuff on it that a Model 60 doesn't have sometimes, though, which is kind of cool. We'll dress it up a little bit. It's got the gold trigger on down here, and it's got some gold lettering on this side. I don't know if you can see it or not. And that's kind of cool. It did come with a little cheapy scope that I used for a while. I'm not going to mention the brand, but you see them a lot. And it didn't pick up much light, and it was kind of difficult to see through, and so on. So I replaced the scope with these scope rings and this weaver, and boy, it made all the difference. But essentially, it is just a Marlin Model 60. A terrific rifle. If you don't have a 22 rifle or a semi-automatic 22 and you want to buy one, Marlin Model 60 is a great bet in my view. Now, you want to go get a 1022? Boy, you can't go wrong with that either. So you 1022 folks, don't send me hate mail. Or if you want to, you can, it's okay. I like them both. I just prefer this one for the reasons I mentioned before. But either one works terrific for a semi-automatic 22. They're both very, very reliable. These things, I've had this thing for years. I've never had it fail on me. It just goes and goes and goes and goes. And it's funny, I was talking to somebody at the range here, and you can buy speed loaders for these. I don't know why, but you can. And you just put it up there and dump all 15 rounds in it, bam, just like that. I might buy one just for the heck of it and try it out. But pretty cool. So there you go, the Marlin Model 60. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor, please, if you wouldn't mind, and like, subscribe. We got the button up here, or the button over there, I can never get it out. It keeps moving on me. And if you wouldn't mind, please share us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and those various different places. That helps us grow our channel. We're kind of new. This channel's only been around for 7 months, and we're growing like a weed, and I'm really, really grateful, and it's all because of you. So I'm grateful that you watch our videos, and I'm grateful that you subscribe and share them. I encourage you to continue doing that. And if you haven't already joined the NRA and you're not a member, you ought to be. That's my humble opinion. So I'm going to make it easier for you to join by putting a link right here on the video for you to do that. Now, if you're on your computer, you're going to be able to see it. If you're on your phone or some mobile device or your television, you're not going to see that probably. And that's okay. If you don't see it, just go down to the description in the video. I put the link for you to join the NRA there too. It'll save you 10 bucks, and you can join the National Rifle Association for less than the cost of 1 box of ammo for a year, and add your very valuable voice to the millions of other folks who have joined. The NRA needs your help. And as you can tell if you just watch the news, we're fighting for our gun rights all the time. Help us out. We really appreciate that. In any case, thank you very much for watching. Oh, and by the way, if you ever get out here to the P2K Range and you see me, come by and say hi. I'd love to shoot with you, or maybe we can just talk a bit. Have a great week. Be safe, and thank you very much for watching.